So we're about 10 games into the season, and honestly, things are looking pretty decent. We're 6-4, which puts us at the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference right now, right below the Nets and the Celtics. We have some pretty decent wins too. We beat the 76ers in Atlanta, where Gallinari really stepped up his performance from our opening game. He scored 25 points in 22 minutes and went 5 for 10 from 3. In our second game against the Pistons, he also scored 25, going 5 for 7 from 3 and taking 6 free throws. He's actually been getting to the free throw line a pretty good bit too. He took 9 of them against the 76ers and made 8. If Gallinari can be someone who also goes off the dribble sometimes and draws fouls, I think that will really open up our offense. He's also got a pretty decent turnaround jumper that I think can be used in mismatches and things like that, because he's not exactly a super strong go up with it post player. All in all, his offense has picked up like I figured it would, and he's averaging 17 points per game on the season so far and shooting 40% from 3, exactly what we want from him. But Gallinari isn't the only power forward who's been doing pretty well for us. John Collins is earning himself an extension. In our win against the Heat, he had 25 points and 14 rebounds, 8 of which were offensive rebounds. He was really efficient too, shooting 9 for 15 from the field and 2 for 4 from 3. He even shot 6 free throws, which is cool. He also had 17 points and 13 rebounds in our win against the Bulls, albeit on not super great efficiency. I think it was 7 for 17 or something. But he did grab a crazy 9 offensive rebounds. That's absolutely insane. Single-handedly, John Collins is giving us enough extra possessions to swing games, because a lot of these games are close. In our win against the Heat, we had 18 second chance points. We had 18 second chance points again in our win against the Bulls, and we had 14 second chance points, albeit in a loss, to the Blazers. Those second chances are a big reason why we've won some of these games. As a rebounder, he's doing very well for us. I think he's 12th in offensive rebounds per game in the league. Capella is 10th. So that duo right there is winning us games on the boards. Collins is also averaging 1.7 blocks per game, and he's had 3 and 4 blocks on multiple occasions. One person that's been struggling so far in the season though is Bogdanovic, who's only averaging 12 points and 4 assists on some pretty not good efficiency. I mean, his free throws are terrible, and he's been soaking up a lot of minutes for us. He's had a couple solid games like our win against the Spurs where he had 22 points, but then he'll have games like the one against the Heat, which we lost, and he shot 4 for 16 in 32 minutes. I assume his play will pick up, but if he doesn't, those minutes will probably go elsewhere. To be fair to him, our young guys haven't been playing much better than him. DeAndre Hunter hasn't been shooting efficiently at all, and really only had one good game against the 76ers. Even then, he allowed Tobias Harris to score 26 points on him, and he finished with 5 fouls. Outside of that, there's a lot of 5 or 6 point games, which is why he's averaging about 6 points per game on the season so far. Cam Reddish hasn't been playing good either. He's actually only scored in double digits twice in 10 games. Plenty of 0 for 2 games for him so far, and neither of the young wings have been playing good defense so far. Bogdanovic has actually been playing some really awful defense. He's been a huge negative so far, and I'm really hoping that changes. I think his opponent field goal percentage is 60, which is something. It's honestly the same thing for Herter, who has only been getting around 13 minutes a game. But he has had a couple games where he's been really good in those minutes, like this game against the Heat, where we lost. But Okongwu has also been a pleasant surprise, averaging almost 7 points and 6 rebounds on 58% from the field, although the free throws could improve. He's also playing good post defense so far. Opponents are shooting 48% when guarded by him, which is pretty good if those shots are mostly at the rim. All in all, the bench needs to improve, and so does Bogdon. But Trey, Collins, and Gallinari are all playing really well. So is Capella, actually, whose opponents are shooting 38% when guarded by him. Speaking of Trey, we haven't talked about him at all so far. He's been playing really well, averaging 28 points and 8.5 assists on 52, 43, 89 splits. Those are insane numbers, even if he is a turnstile on defense. He's had several 30-point games and is all around just cooking the competition, while also getting cooked by the competition, but we won't talk about that. He's the superstar that we need for this team to be good. Let's hope he just improves marginally on defense. But before we leave off, I do want to show you something puzzling. Our team defense. As a team, we are the 7th best defense in the league. which I thought would be the opposite case considering some of the things that we have seen. I guess Capella is really carrying that defense. Our offense is what's middle of the road though. It's 14th in the league at 114 points per game, which is much lower than I thought it would be. Which I guess it kind of makes sense considering Bogdon and Hunter and Reddish's all their offensive struggles so far, so I assume that will go up when things start to click a little bit more. But that's all I have for now. It's the beginning of the season, and we have a lot of games left to figure out our minutes. Let's just hope we see some improvement, because if we get our bench guys good, then we will be a serious threat in the East. But if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you didn't like it, leave it a dislike. And y'all, have a good one.